The Galactic Training Academy floated in deep space like a giant silver city. It was the most famous military school in the universe. Only the strongest species were allowed to train here. Tall warriors, fast fighters, brilliant minds. Aliens from hundreds of planets came here to become heroes. Failure was not allowed. Weakness was not forgiven. Every year, thousands tried. Only a few survived. This year was different, because for the first time, a human was standing among them. His name was Ethan Carter. He was 20 years old. Not tall, not strong, not scary. He looked normal. Too normal. Around him stood aliens with glowing eyes, hard skin, and sharp claws. Some were twice his size. Some had wings. Some had metal bodies. When they saw Ethan, they laughed. Quiet laughs. Cold smiles. Mocking eyes. One alien whispered, "A human? Here." Another said, "Did he get lost?" A third laughed, "He will cry in one day." Ethan heard them, but he said nothing. He kept his face calm. His hands were steady. His eyes were focused. He had trained for this moment for years. He had left Earth. He had left his family. He had promised himself, "I will not fail." A loud horn echoed across the field. Boom! All cadets stood straight. A giant screen lit up in the sky. A tall figure appeared. It was Commander Zarkin, the strongest leader in the academy. His voice was deep and cold. "Welcome, cadets. This is not a school. This is a battlefield. If you fail here, you fail forever." Silence fell. No one moved. No one breathed. Zarkin continued. "Today, you will face the impossible test." Murmurs spread. Eyes widened. He raised his hand. The screen changed. A red warning sign appeared. Warning: impossible survival mission warning. Time limit: 30 days. Success rate: 0%. 0%. No one had ever passed. Not once. Not in 1,000 years. Gasps filled the air. Some cadets stepped back. Some swallowed hard. Some closed their eyes. Zarkin watched them. Then he said, "Many of you will quit. Many of you will beg. Many of you will fail. That is normal. But only the worthy will continue." He paused, then smiled. A cruel smile. "The mission is simple. You will be sent to planet X-77, a dead world. No help. No rescue. Limited tools. You must build. You must survive. You must return before 30 days end." He looked around. "Any questions?" Silence. Then a soft voice spoke. "I have won." Everyone turned. It was Ethan, the human. People stared. Zarkin raised an eyebrow. "Speak." Ethan took a breath. "What happens if someone finishes early?" Whispers exploded. Finished early? Was he joking? Zarkin laughed. A loud, sharp laugh. "No one finishes early. No one even finishes. But if you do, you will make history." Ethan nodded. "Thank you," and stepped back. Aliens stared at him. One whispered, "Is he crazy?" Another said, "He will die first." But Ethan felt calm. Inside his mind, he was planning, calculating, preparing. Hours later, the cadets were taken to launch zones. Small ships waited. Each ship carried one team. Ethan was placed in Team 7. His teammates were Crix, a tall insect-like alien; Vora, a blue-skinned warrior; Nil, a quiet tech expert. When Ethan joined them, they looked unhappy. Crix crossed his arms. "Great, a human." Vora sighed. "We are doomed." Nil said nothing. Inside the ship, silence ruled. Stars passed outside. The engine hummed. Ethan broke the silence. "We can do this." Crix laughed. "With you?" "No." Vora added, "You are weak. You have no powers." Ethan replied calmly, "I have a brain." They ignored him. The ship landed with a loud crash. Boom! Dust filled the air. The door opened. Hot wind hit their faces. They stepped out. Planet X-77 was horrible. Red skies, black rocks, sharp mountains, poison clouds, strange sounds in the distance. It looked like death. A robot voice announced, "Mission started. Day 1. Good luck." Then it flew away. They were alone. Crick spoke first. "We must build base now." Vora nodded. "Yes, fast." Nil checked tools. "We have limited power." They started working, but there was a problem. They argued. Everyone wanted control. Everyone thought they were best. No one listened. Ethan watched quietly. Then he spoke. "If we argue, we waste time." They ignored him. Hours passed. Nothing was built. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed. Roar. The ground shook. A huge shadow moved. Something was coming. Fast. Big. Dangerous. Vora panicked. "Monster." Crick shouted. "Run." They scattered. Ethan stayed. He saw the creature. A rock beast. Thick skin. Sharp teeth. Charging. Ethan's heart raced. But he did not run. He grabbed a metal pole. He activated a small light. He threw it far away. The light flashed. The beast followed it. Boom! It crashed into rocks. Dust rose. Silence. The danger passed. The team slowly returned. Shocked. Confused. Alive. They stared at Ethan. Nil whispered, "How?" Ethan replied, "Creatures follow light and sound. I studied their files." No one laughed now. That night, they sat near a small fire. For the first time, they listened. Ethan spoke. "We need plan. Water first. Shelter second. Energy third. Defense always." Crix nodded slowly. "You are smart." Vora looked down. "Sorry." Ethan smiled. "It's okay." Days passed. Under Ethan's planning, they built underground shelter. They saved energy. They collected water. They made alarms. While other teams struggled, Team 7 improved. Fast, strong, silent. On day 7, something strange happened. A supply drone appeared. It dropped boxes. But Ethan noticed something. One box was broken. Inside, a strange device blinked. He picked it up. It was a scanner. Advanced. Rare. Not in list. Someone had made mistake. Or someone had tested them. Ethan's eyes narrowed. This is important. He hid it. That night, he wrote in his notebook. They are watching. This test is more than survival. It is about mind. He looked at stars. I will win. Far away, in the control room, commanders watched screens. One pointed. Team 7 is ahead. Another said, because of the human. Zarkin smiled slowly. Interesting. Let us see how far he goes. And on planet X-77, Ethan stood at the edge of camp, wind blowing, eyes shining. He did not know yet that this mission would change the galaxy forever. The red sun of planet X-77 rose slowly. Its light was weak. Its heat was cruel. Dust floated in the air like silent smoke. Inside their underground shelter, Team 7 was already awake. It was day 8, and the real test had just begun. Ethan sat near a small table made of broken metal. In front of him was his notebook, filled with notes, maps, symbols, plans. He checked the scanner again. The strange device blinked softly. Green light, still working, still hidden. Only he knew about it. For now, Crick stretched his long arms. My body hurts. Vora rubbed her eyes. I did not sleep well. Nil checked energy levels. Power is dropping. Slowly but surely. Ethan closed his notebook. Today is important. They looked at him. He continued. We must find new energy source, or we will fail in 10 days. Silence followed. They all knew he was right. Outside, the planet looked angry. Sharp winds, flying stones, low clouds, strange noises, danger everywhere. But Ethan stood up. We go now. They walked for 2 hours, across broken land, across black hills, across dry valleys. No water, no life, only death. Then Nil stopped. Wait! He pointed. There, in the distance, old metal towers stood, half broken, half buried, like bones of a dead giant. Crick's eyes widened. Old energy station. From past wars. Vora whispered, very dangerous. Many traps. Ethan looked carefully. Also very useful. They moved closer. Slow. Quiet. Alert. Inside the station, darkness ruled. Broken wires hung like snakes. Floors were cracked. Walls were burned. It smelled old. Dead. Empty. Or so they thought. Suddenly, click. A red light turned on. Alarm. Whee! Metal doors slammed shut. Trap. Crick shouted. The floor began to shake. Robotic guards rose from holes. 6 of them. Tall. Sharp. Armed. Vora panicked. We are dead. Nil tried to hack. No signal. Crick's prepared to fight. But there were too many. Too strong. Too fast. Ethan's mind raced. He remembered the scanner. He pulled it out. Turned it on. Pointed at one guard. Data flashed. Weakness found. Power core on back. Small. Hidden. He shouted. Attack from behind. Power core. No time to explain. He ran. Sliding under lasers. Jumping over wires. Dodging shots. One wrong step meant death. He reached a guard. Climbed its back. Used metal rod. Crack. Core exploded. Boom. One down. Cricks followed. Ripped another core. Vora used rocks to distract. Nil rerouted lights. Confusion spread. In minutes, all guards fell. Silence returned. They stood there, breathing hard, sweating, alive. Again, Vora looked at Ethan. How did you know? Ethan hesitated, then showed scanner. I found this. Nil stared. This is forbidden tech. Not for cadets. Crick's frown. Where from? Ethan replied. Supply mistake. Or Tess. I don't know. They exchanged looks. Fear mixed with respect. They repaired the station. Slowly, carefully. After hours, lights turned on. Power flowed. Energy bars filled. Success. They cheered quietly. Back at camp, energy was stable again. Water filters worked. Defenses activated. Everything improved. Because of one human. But not everything was good. On day 11, the sky changed. Dark clouds formed. Green lightning flashed. Wind screamed. Storm. A big one. Nil checked radar. Megastorm. Very strong. 3 hours. Cricks panicked. Our shelter is weak. Vora whispered. We will die. Ethan stood up. No. We prepare. He divided tasks. Cricks. Strengthen walls. Vora. Seal doors. Nil. Backup power. Ethan. Emergency tunnel. They worked like machines. No rest. No break. Only survival. The storm hit at midnight. Boom! Wind tore rocks. Lightning burned land. Rain was acid. Fire fell from sky. The planet screamed. Inside shelter, walls shook. Lights blinked. Power dropped. Cracks formed. Water leaked. Fear grew. Suddenly, crash! A wall broke. Poison gas entered. Vora coughed. Cricks fell. Nil screamed. We are losing. Ethan grabbed mask. Put on Vora. Drag Cricks. Open tunnel. Follow me. They crawled. Through darkness. Through dust. Through fear. Until they reached safe chamber. Small. Tight. But alive. The storm lasted 8 hours. 8 hours of hell. When it ended, silence returned. Slowly. Softly. They came out. Their base was damaged. Half destroyed. But still standing. Other camps? Gone. Destroyed. No signs. Only ruins. Nil whispered. Many teams failed. Cricks lowered head. Only few remain. Ethan looked around. Graveyard of hopes. He felt heavy, but strong. That night, they heard screams on radio. Weak signals. Lost cadets. Asking for help. Crying. Begging. Vora cried. We can't ignore. Cricks hesitated. Too risky. Nil said nothing. Ethan closed eyes, then spoke. We help. They followed signals. Found Team 12. trapped under rocks, injured, hungry, hopeless. Ethan worked fast, used tools, moved stones, shared water, repaired radio, saved them. One by one, word spread. The human helps. The human leads. Other teams contacted him, asked advice, asked plans, asked hope. Ethan never said no. He shared maps, shared data, shared energy. Even when it hurt his team, Crix asked, "Why help others? They may beat us." Ethan replied, "If they live, we all win." Far away, in control room, screens showed Ethan everywhere, helping, planning, saving, leading. One commander said, "He breaks rules." Another replied, "He builds leaders." Zarkin watched silently, eyes sharp, mind busy. He is changing the test. On day 15, a message arrived, direct, private, only to Ethan. Cadet Ethan Carter, you are progressing too fast. Are you cheating? His heart stopped. Another message followed. Meet at Zone Black. Alone. Midnight. Ethan stared at screen. Danger. Trap. Test. He didn't know. Voran noticed. What is wrong? Ethan hid device. Nothing. But inside, fear grew. That night, he stood outside camp. Stars cold. Wind silent. He whispered, "What do they want?" He remembered his promise. "I will not fail." He picked up his bag, his tools, his notebook, his courage, and walked toward Zone Black, alone, into darkness, where his biggest test was waiting. The wind was cold. The sky was dark. No stars. No light. Only silence. Ethan walked alone toward Zone Black. Each step felt heavy. Each breath felt slow. His heart was beating fast. Boom, boom, boom. But he did not stop. He could not stop. Zone Black was forbidden. No team was allowed there. No drone flew there. No signal worked there. The IT was called the blind area. Because once you entered, you disappeared. Ethan reached the border. A tall black wall of energy stood before him. It hummed softly, like a sleeping monster. He took a deep breath and walked in. Everything changed. The air became thick. The ground felt soft, like walking on shadows. Sounds disappeared. Even his footsteps were silent. His scanner stopped working. His watch froze. His radio went dead. He was cut off from everyone, from everything. Alone. After 10 minutes, he saw a light, small, blue, floating. In the middle of darkness, he moved closer, carefully, slowly. Suddenly, a voice spoke. Cadet Ethan Carter. He froze. Who is there? The light grew bigger. A hologram appeared. Commander Zarkin. But different. No uniform. No rank. No cold face. He looked tired. Old. Human-like. You came, Zarkin said. Ethan stayed alert. You called me? Yes. Because you are special. Ethan frowned. I am just surviving. Zarkin smiled. No, you are changing the system. With one move, the dark world disappeared. The walls faded. The sky returned. They were in a hidden base. Underground. Huge. Silent. Full of screens. Machines. Maps. Ethan stared. What is this place? Zarkin replied. The real test center. This mission is not about survival. It is about leadership. About heart. About choices. Ethan felt confused. Then why lie? Why fear? Why deaths? Zarkin looked down. Because power without pain creates monsters. Silence followed. Zarkin walked slowly. In the past, our leaders were strong, but cruel. They ruled with force, not wisdom, not care. So we created this test. To find different leaders. Ethan whispered, You are using us. Zarkin nodded. Yes, but you are the first to pass without becoming cold. Zarkin turned. Tell me, Ethan, why do you help others? Ethan answered softly. Because I was once alone. Because no one helped me. Because pain teaches nothing but pain. Zarkin's eyes softened. You are human. Yes. And that is your strength. Suddenly, alarm. Red lights flashed. Siren screamed. Warning. Dark creature breach. Level 5. The ground shook. Boom. Walls cracked. Machines fell. Ethan shouted, "What is happening?" Zarkin turned serious. The real enemy. From the shadows, something moved. Big. Black. Like smoke. Like liquid. Like living darkness. 2 red eyes opened. Then 4. Then many. They are called void beasts, Zarkin said. They live in this zone. We failed to control them. And now, they are free. The creature roared, not with sound, but with fear. Ethan felt weak. His legs shook. His mind blurred. But he stood. What do we do? He asked. Zarkin replied. Run. They ran. Through tunnels. Through falling walls. Through broken halls. Behind them, darkness followed. Fast. Hungry. Angry. A tunnel collapsed. Zarkin pushed Ethan. Go! Rocks fell. Blocked path. Separated them. Commander! Ethan shouted. I'm fine. Zarkin replied. Find exit 3. Warn others. Then silence. Ethan was alone again. He ran, breathing hard, sweating, fear everywhere. He reached exit 3, opened door, and froze. Outside, his team was there. Crix, Vora, Nil, with other cadets. About 20, worried, searching. Ethan! Vora cried. She hugged him. Crix grabbed his shoulder. You scared us. Nil asked, what happened? Before Ethan could answer, the ground exploded. Darkness burst out. Void beasts emerged. Many, too many. Panic spread. Screams filled air. Some ran. Some fell. Some froze. Ethan shouted, listen to me. Don't scatter. Form circle. Surprisingly, they listened. They trusted him. He grabbed a broken energy rod. Connected wires. Overloaded battery. Light bomb, he whispered. He threw it. Flash. Bright white light. The creatures screamed. They hated light. Use light. Ethan shouted. Use fire. Use power cells. Teams followed. They created flames. Lasers. Signals. Darkness pushed back. Slowly. Painfully. But more came. From everywhere. Hope faded. Energy dropped. Fear returned. Nil screamed. We can't hold. Crix was injured. Vora was bleeding. Ethan felt helpless. Then, a voice echoed. All units. Shield up. Zarkin returned. With guards. With machines. With cannons. Boom. Light-filled sky. Creatures burned. Shadows died. Silence returned. Again, after the battle, everyone sat on ground. Exhausted. Broken. Alive. Zarkin walked to Ethan. You saved them. Ethan replied. We saved each other. Zarkin nodded. Exactly. Next morning, a message went to all cadets. Big screen. All zones. All teams. Attention. New leader signed. Cadet Ethan Carter. Field commander. Gasps. Shocks. Whispers. Vora smiled. Crix laughed. Nil nodded proudly. Ethan stood still. He didn't want power. He didn't want fame. He wanted survival. Together, Zarkin whispered, your final test begins now. Leading is harder than surviving. Ethan looked at his team, at injured cadets, at broken land, at dark sky. He raised his voice. From now, we move as one. No species. No ranks. No fear. Only teamwork. They cheered. Weak. But real. Far away. Deep in space. Unknown signals moved. Someone was watching. Not Academy. Not aliens. Not humans. Something else. Something dangerous. And Ethan did not know that soon he would face the greatest threat of his life. Morning came slowly on Planet X-77. The red sun rose behind broken mountains. Light touched the land like weak fire. Nothing looked peaceful. Everything looked tired, just like the cadets. After the battle with the Void Beasts, many were injured, many were scared, many had lost hope. Some wanted to quit, some wanted to hide, some wanted to go home. Inside the main shelter, everyone gathered, more than 40 cadets, different species, different colors, different worlds. One human leader, Ethan Carter. He stood in front, nervous, quiet, thinking. He had never led so many. He had never carried so much weight. Every life now depended on him. Crick stood beside him, strong but wounded. Vora sat near wall, her arm wrapped. Nil check systems, trying to fix broken tools. Zarkin's message played on screen. Cold and clear. Final phase activated. All teams must unite. One base only. One leader only. One chance. Silence followed. Whispers started. Why human? Why not us? He is young. He is weak. He is lucky. A tall alien named Dravo stepped forward. He was powerful, famous, feared. I do not follow a human, he said loudly. Murmurs grew. Fear spread. Ethan took a breath. He did not shout. He did not argue. He spoke softly. I do not want power. I want survival. If you have a better plan, tell me. Dravo stayed silent. Ethan continued. This planet wants us dead. Only together we live. One by one we die. No anger. No pride. Only truth. Slowly. Some nodded. Some relaxed. Some trusted. Dravos looked away. He said nothing, but his eyes were dark. Later that day, Ethan created teams. Defense, medical, energy, search, supply. Everyone had work. Everyone had purpose. The base became alive. People worked, helped, shared, laughed sometimes. For first time, it felt like home. But danger never sleeps. On day 21, alarm screamed. Incoming signal. Nil check screen. Unknown ships. Not academy. Not rescue. Not drones. Not friendly. Sky darkened. 5 black ships appeared. Silent. Sharp. Deadly. Unknown. Ethan whispered. Who are they? Zarkin replied through channel. Raiders. Space pirates. They steal tech. They kill witnesses. They know about this test. Fear exploded. We are dead. No weapons. No shields. They are trained. Ethan raised hand. Calm. He thought fast. Very fast. Then spoke. We use base as trap. He explained plan. Energy overload. Fake signal. Hidden tunnels. Ambush points. Light bombs. Everything. Risky. Crazy. Only choice. Some doubted. Some feared. But they followed. Because Ethan never failed before. The ships landed. Dust rose. Metal shook. Doors opened. Raiders came out. Armed. Masked. Dangerous. Their leader laughed. Free toys. Free slaves. Easy money. They entered base. Slow. Careful. Confident. Click. Energy lights turned red. Gates closed. Boom. Explosions. Smoke. Chaos. Cadets attacked. From tunnels. From roofs. From shadows. Light bombs flashed. Raiders screamed. Traps activated. Floor collapsed. Walls burned. Battle raged. Loud. Fast. Brutal. Ethan fought too. With metal rod. With broken shield. With pure will. He was hit. Fell. Rose. Again. And again. Cricks broke weapons. Vora shot signals. Nil hack systems. Everyone gave everything. But raiders were strong. Trained. Experienced. They adapted. They pushed back. Slowly. Dangerously. Then, a scream. Vora fell. Shot. Bleeding. Ethan rushed. Held her. No, stay. She smiled weakly. Finish it. Something broke inside Ethan. Fear turned into fire. Weakness into strength. Pain into power. He stood, looked at raiders, and shouted, "This ends now." He ran to main reactor. Overloaded core. Set timer. 5 minutes. Self-destruct. Nil shouted, "Are you crazy?" Ethan replied, "Trust me." He broadcast a message. All teams, evacuate. Tunnel C. Now. People ran, carried wounded, help weak. No one left behind. Dravos hesitated, then saw Ethan alone. "Come." Ethan shook head. "Last switch." Dravos made choice. He ran back, grabbed Ethan, dragged him. Explosion countdown, 30 seconds. They jumped. Tunnel closed. Boom. Base exploded. Fire reached sky. Raiders vanished. Ships destroyed. Silence. After dust fell, they stood outside. Broken. Homeless. Alive. Vora survived. Weak. Smiling. Crix hugged Ethan. Nil laughed and cried. Dravos bowed his head. "I was wrong. You are leader." That night, under cold stars, they built new camp. Small, simple, strong. Zarkin sent final message. "You pass the hardest test. Not strength. Trust." But Ethan knew one last challenge remained. The deadline. Only 5 days left. And something was still coming. Something bigger. Far in space. A massive object moved. Hidden. Silent. Target locked. Planet X-77. The final storm was on its way. The night was silent. Too silent. No wind. No sound. No movement. Only cold stars watched from above. Ethan stood on a broken hill, looking at the sky. 5 days left. Only 5. And everything was destroyed. No main base. No big shelter. No strong walls. Only tents. Only hope. Only courage. Behind him, the camp was quiet. Cadets slept. Some injured. Some tired. Some scared. Some dreaming of home. Crix sat near fire, sharpening metal. Vora rested on bed. Still weak, but alive. Nil repaired radio. Again and again, Ethan felt heavy. Every life was on his shoulders. He whispered, "Please let me finish." Suddenly, the ground shook. Soft, slow, then stronger. Boom, boom, boom. Nil looked up. Something is coming. Radar blinked. One signal. Huge. Moving fast. Ethan ran. "What is it?" Nil's voice trembled. "A fortress ship. Not academy. Not raiders. Military class." Zarkin's voice came. Broken. Weak. "Attention, cadets. This is emergency. That ship belongs to the Dominion." Everyone froze. The Dominion, a secret empire. Unknown. Unstoppable. They controlled dark space. They never lost. Zarkin continued. "They want your data. They want this test. They will erase you. If they land, you are dead." Fear spread like fire. Some cried. Some shook. Some fell. Vora whispered, "We can't fight that." Crix clenched fists. "We are finished." Ethan closed his eyes, then opened them. "No, we are not." He gathered everyone. One last meeting. Under broken sky. Under dying stars. "They think we are weak," he said. "They think we are toys. They think humans and aliens together cannot lead. But look at us. We survived storms. We survived monsters. We survived pirates. We survived fear." He looked at each face. "You are alive because you are strong. Not in body. In heart." Silence. Then slow nods. Hope returned. "What's the plan?" Nil asked. Ethan replied, "We finished the mission." He showed map. Old data. Hidden zone. Core tower. Ancient structure. Buried underground. Energy source. Main objective. No team had reached. If we activate it, Ethan said, the Academy will see. Mission complete. Rescue will come. Crix frowned. It is in Death Valley. Vora whispered, "No one returns." Ethan nodded. "That's why we go." They prepared. Final walk. No fear. No delay. Only will. They moved at dawn, across ruins, across poison rivers, across sharp stones, across memories. Some fell, others helped. No one left. On day 28, they reached Death Valley. Black fog, no birds, no sound, only bones. The tower stood there, huge, ancient, silent, like sleeping God. They entered. Dark halls, strange symbols, cold walls. Inside, traps activated, lasers, spikes, gravity shifts. Crick saved Vora. Nil disabled systems. Ethan led, always first, always last. Finally, they reached core chamber, a glowing sphere, floating, powerful, alive. Nil shouted, "This is it." Ethan stepped forward, but, alarm, the Dominion ship appeared, above valley, blocking sky, guns ready, engines roaring. A voice echoed, cold, metallic, "Leave. Now. Or die." Everyone froze. Ethan looked up, activated radio. "We are finishing." The voice laughed. "You are nothing." Energy beams fired, rocks melted, ground burned, tower shook. "Start sequence." Ethan shouted. Nil typed, fast, sweating. 60 seconds. The ship fired again. Explosion. Crix was thrown, bleeding, still standing. 40 seconds. Vora held wires. Burn hands. No scream. 30 seconds. Walls cracked. Ceiling fell. Dust everywhere. Ethan stood in front, shielding others. Body shaking. Heart racing. 10 seconds. Suddenly, the ship charged main cannon. One shot. Enough to erase Valley. Zarkin's voice returned. "Weak. Ethan. Run." Ethan smiled. "No." He grabbed control panel. Connected himself. Used his own suit power. Boosted core. Overload. 5, 4, 3. A bright light filled chamber. Boom! Sky exploded. Energy waves spread. Tower activated. Signal shot into space. Like star. Like scream. Like victory. The Dominion ship lost power. Systems failed. Engine stopped. It drifted. Dead. Silence returned. When dust cleared, Ethan lay on ground, not moving. "Vora!" cried. Nil ran. Crix lifted him. "Wake up." Slowly. Ethan opened eyes. Weak smile. "Did we win?" Nil laughed. "Yes. Yes, we did." Minutes later, rescue ships arrived. Academy fleet. Medical teams. Lights. Hope. Zarkin himself came. Walked to Ethan. Knelt. Bowed. To a human. To a leader. To a hero. All cadets stood. Saluted. No species. No difference. Only respect. Back at Academy. A new hall was built. Name. The Carter Hall. Story of impossible mission. Story of unity. Story of courage. Ethan returned to Earth. A changed man. A living legend. He never said he was great. He always said, "I just didn't give up." And in the galaxy, from that day, humans were never called weak again, because one human finished the impossible. Early, together, all cadets stood, saluted. No species. No difference. Only respect. Back at Academy. A new hall was built. Name. The Carter Hall. Story of impossible mission. Story of unity. Story of courage. Ethan returned to Earth. A changed man. A living legend. He never said he was great. He always said, "I just didn't give up." And in the galaxy, from that day, humans were never called weak again, because one human finished the impossible. Early. Together. 3 months had passed. Planet X. 77 was no longer a dead world. Green plants had started to grow. Clean water flowed again. Small lights shone in the dark valleys. Life was returning. Slowly. Peacefully. High above the planet. The Galactic Training Academy floated quietly. But inside, everything had changed. In the main hall, thousands of cadets stood in lines. Different species. Different planets. Different colors. One purpose. Respect. A huge screen showed one name, Ethan Carter. Below it, the first to finish the impossible test. The leader who united all. Soft music played. Lights dimmed. Commander Zarkin walked forward. His face was serious, but his eyes were warm. Today, he said, we remember not power, not weapons, not fear, but courage. He paused, then continued. This human cadet taught us that strength is not in muscles. It is in choices. It is in kindness. It is in never giving up. Everyone listened. No noise, no whispers, only respect. In the front row, Ethan sat quietly. Simple uniform. No medals. No pride. Just calm. Crick sat beside him, now fully healed. Stronger than ever. Vora was there too. Her arm had scars, but her smile was bright. Nil adjusted his glasses. Proud. Happy. Zarkin turned toward Ethan. Stepped forward. Ethan stood, heart beating fast. He walked slowly, not like a hero, like a normal boy. Zarkin placed a crystal badge on his chest, the highest honor, given only once in history. From today, Zarkin announced, you are not just a cadet, you are a guardian of unity. The hall exploded. Claps, cheers, roars. Even the strongest warriors applauded. But Ethan only bowed. Thank you, he said softly. That belongs to all of us. Later that day, Ethan walked alone in the garden zone. Artificial trees, blue sky, soft wind. It reminded him of Earth. He sat on a bench, looked at stars through glass ceiling, thought about everything. Storms, monsters, pirates, darkness, fear, pain, hope. Vora joined him. You are famous now, she smiled. Ethan laughed. I still feel same. Crix came too. With fame comes trouble, he joked. Nil added, and interviews. They all laughed. Silence followed. Comfortable, warm, real. Vora asked, what will you do now? Ethan thought, long, hard, then said, I want to teach. They looked surprised. Teach? Crix asked. Yes. Ethan nodded. New cadets. New leaders. So they don't repeat mistakes. So they don't become cruel. Nil smiled. That sounds like you. 1 week later, a new program started. Name, Unity Training Program. Leader, Instructor Ethan Carter. Young cadets entered his class. Nervous, excited, scared, just like he once was. Ethan stood in front. Simple clothes. No weapons. No armor. Only notebook. He wrote on board. Survival equals teamwork. Then he turned and said, you will learn to fight. Yes. You will learn to think. Yes. But first, you will learn to care. Some laughed. Some doubted. Some listened. Ethan smiled. He had time. Years passed. Humans and aliens trained together, fought together, protected together. No more walls. No more hatred. No more weak or strong. Only partners. Ethan grew older. Hair slightly gray. Eyes still sharp. Heart still kind. One day, a young cadet asked him, so were you afraid? During an impossible test. Ethan paused, then replied, yes, every day. Then how did you win? The cadet asked. Ethan looked at stars and said, I didn't fight fear. I walked with it. Far away, on Earth, a small house stood near ocean. Waves hit softly. Birds flew free. Ethan visited sometimes, to see his parents, to feel home, to remember why he started. On one wall, a photo hung. Young Ethan, with Crix, with Vora, with Nil, on planet X-77. Dirty, tired, smiling. Under was written, together we survived. One night, Zarkin visited him. Old now, slow, wise. You changed everything, Zarkin said. Ethan shook head. No, we changed it. Zarkin smiled. Yes, in the deep space, stories spread about a human who finished early, who never left anyone, who chose kindness over power. New generations listened, inspired, motivated, strong. And whenever someone felt weak, someone always said, "Remember Ethan, if he could, so can you." Because in the end, he was not a legend, not a warrior, not a king. He was a human who never gave up.